The much-awaited national diaspora policy that would effectively promote and harness the resources and capacity of Nigerians in the diaspora for the overall growth and development of Nigeria was recently launched in Abuja during the third summit of the State Diaspora Focal Point Officers and Standing Committee on Diaspora Matters. The Diaspora program this week will bring you details of the amazing event. I am Koinsola Adetumbi. Please stay tuned.
I, on behalf of Honorable Abike Dabri-Erewa, the Chairman, CEO, Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, the management and staff of the Commission do welcome you most profoundly to the historical launch of the National Diaspora Policy and the third summit of the State Diaspora Focal Point Officers and the Standing Committee on Diaspora Matters. The Commission's Establishment Act 2017 gives it the mandate to harness the human capital and material resources of Nigerians in diaspora towards the overall socio-economic, cultural, and political development of Nigeria. In fulfilling this mandate, the Commission has structurally found out that diaspora engagements, programs, and projects will be mainly domiciled in the state and local government areas of the country. In these jurisdictions, the state governors are the sovereign authorities and therefore must be brought on board for successful fulfillment of NIDCOM's mandate. It is therefore in this regard that NIDCOM contacted all state governors and the Federal Capital Territory FCT Minister to set up a Diaspora Focal Point Office and appoint a State Diaspora Focal Point Officer who would liaise with NIDCOM and Nigerians in the diaspora worldwide to facilitate the actualization of the mandate in the Act establishing the Commission. So far, 31 states, including the FCT, have functional State Diaspora Focal Point Officers and offices. I understand 2 more states are joining us in this summit. The Standing Committee on Diaspora Matters and National Diaspora Policy. In line with the priorities of the government of Nigeria, the International Organization for Migration, IOM, supported the government of Nigeria in the inauguration of the Standing Committee on Diaspora Matters to, among other things, coordinate all diaspora issues in Nigeria as recommended by the governance framework of the National Migration Policy 2015, as well as the review and validation of the draft National Diaspora Policy, which was recently adopted and approved by the Federal Executive Council on 28 April 2021.
I would like to congratulate the government of Nigeria for this important milestone. And I would like to congratulate my sister, the chairman, for her persistence in bringing this to fruition. I am pleased to inform you that the adoption of the policy is one of the greatest achievements for 3 entities: the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, the European Union, and the International Organization for Migration, combining their forces to in this endeavor. Ladies and gentlemen, knowing the importance of the diaspora for sustainable development, IOM supported the government of Nigeria to develop the National Diaspora Policy, which is a comprehensive framework for mobilization and involvement of the Nigerian diaspora in national development process, as well as inaugurated the Standing Committee on Diaspora Matters to coordinate all diaspora issues in Nigeria, as well as recommended in the institutional framework of the National Migration Policy. The Policy Action Plan clearly articulates specific goals and steps to be taken by key stakeholders, resources for its implementation, and with a set of targets and timelines. It comprises of 9 priority areas that relate to coordination, tourism and culture, political inclusion and participation, healthcare, education, investments, remittances, labor migration, science, technology, and innovation. Once again, I applaud the vision of the chairman of the Nigerian and Diaspora Commission for setting up the state diaspora focal point officers in 31 states of the Federation, including the Federal Capital Territory. I wish to urge the Commission to build synergies with other relevant institutions to establish mechanisms for the smooth implementation of the policy in Nigeria.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to tender the apology of my boss, the indefatigable Chairman, CEO of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Honorable Abike Dabri Irewa. So I'm here to read her opening remarks, and wherever you hear I, is not Dr. Sule Yakubu Basi, is Honorable Abike Dabri Irewa. It is my pleasure and honor to address you all at the launch of the National Diaspora Policy and the third summit of the State Diaspora Focal Point Officers and the Standing Committee on Diaspora Matters. Also, to inform you that the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission clocked 2 years on 9th of May 2021. The young shall grow. That's Dr. Basi speaking. That last sentence. It is important to inform on the progress made following the second summit held on the 15th of October 2020 that we now have an additional 3 states who have appointed state diaspora focal point officers, and we have a total of 31 state diaspora focal point officers and offices. This is attributed to your participation and the successes of the second summit. The importance of this summit, as we are aware, is to network, share best practices and success stories for others to learn from. All activities aimed at implementing the mandate of the Commission contained in its Establishment Act 2017 would also be discussed. The Commission will ensure that an enabling environment is provided for the exchange of ideas to encourage synergies and collaboration among state diaspora focal point officers to promote policy consistency and coherence with the overall objective of harnessing the resources, talents, skills, and global exposure of our diaspora for national development. I sincerely hope that at the end of this distinguished gathering, we will have all it takes to strengthen the diaspora engagement through every one of you, the IOM, invited guests, SDFPOs, Standing Committee on Diaspora Matters, and NIDCOM. We will also be launching the National Diaspora Policy, approved by the Federal Executive Council on the 28th of April 2021. This, we all know, will involve various implementation strategies for which all of us must partner for successful outcome. I believe with the approved diaspora policy, we can channel the great skills, talents, and resources of our diaspora into national development. I am also pleased to inform you that we are showcasing Nigerians in the diaspora who are excelling in various fields of endeavors through a publication that we are processing and would shortly be launched. With technology, I can assure you that data mapping of the diaspora will be achieved. This will encourage proper planning for monitoring and evaluation purposes. I implore you all to encourage the participation of Nigerians in the diaspora in economic development by constant interaction and keeping abreast with the development and needs at home, that is Nigeria. May I at this juncture acknowledge and appreciate the financial and technical support of the European Union and the United Nations International Organization for Migration, IOM, for assisting in the development of the national diaspora policy. Their support in hosting this third summit is also acknowledged and appreciated. They have been our partners in progress, and we appreciate their immeasurable inputs.
It is a pleasure to be here with you for this long-awaited launch of the National Diaspora Policy, hampered by the pandemic and by other challenges that we have had under the project. This policy has been validated and finalized with the support of the EU and IOM under the EU-IOM Joint Initiative for Migrant Protection and Reintegration, and it lays the foundation for a stronger engagement of Nigeria with its diaspora. It is also evidence of the importance that the EU attaches to migration governance in the country. The fact that the EU and IOM engaged in launching this policy is a proof of how important migration governance is to the EU and its implementing partners in the country. The policy is also quite unique in that it recognizes that the relationship between diaspora and Nigeria is mutually beneficial. The establishment of a national village, diaspora village, as well as the creation of a diaspora category in the National Award Program are all practical steps toward the recognition of the importance of diaspora to Nigeria. At this stage, I would like to thank all the members of the Standing Committee for Diaspora Matters for their involvement and ownership of this activity, and I hope that all the members and all the stakeholders involved will put the policy into good use. I would also like to thank the chairman for her own engagement and for her own commitment to the whole project when it comes to diaspora affairs. And of course, I would like to thank IOM for the implementation of this activity and for the overall implementation of the project. Thank you very much.
I bring you the greetings of the House of Representatives Committee on Diaspora, and indeed the entire leadership and members of the House of Representatives, led by the Honorable Speaker, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila. I would like to congratulate the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, under the articulated leadership of Honorable Abike Dabiri Erewa, for effectively utilizing, supporting, and engaging diaspora for national development. This giant achievement sends a signal to Nigeria abroad that Nigeria is indeed prepared to take the necessary steps to ensure it maintains a mutually beneficial relationship with all Nigerians across the world, even if they are dual citizens of other countries. Nigeria first. In a bid to effectively and efficiently mobilize them, we need to forge relationships and build bridges between us and Nigerians abroad, Nigerians in diaspora. We are proud of our Nigerians in diaspora. Every day across the world, when you look at the news media, what do you see? It's either a Nigerian adult or a Nigerian child achieving something. Putting us on the map, changing the narrative that has been created by the Western world. And I'm not saying we're all innocent now by that statement, but what I am saying is that which has been attributed to us is no different from that which is being perpetuated by other countries, whether Western, whether Asian, whether African. We are all the same. But the narrative that they have given us is a narrative that does not belong to us. And for that, we thank all those Nigerians who are pulling their weight across the world.
Every opinion that is expressed here is entirely the opinion of Senator Oloriegbe So, goodwill message by Senator Dr. Ibrahim Yahaya Oloruegbe, Deputy Chairman, Senate Committee on Diaspora Matters, NGOs and civil society organizations, at the launch of the National Diaspora Policy and the third summit of the State Diaspora Focal Point Officers and Standing Committee on Diaspora Matters on May 18, 2021. I wish to express my sincere appreciation for the opportunity to give a goodwill message at the launch of the National Diaspora Policy and the third summit of the State Diaspora Focal Point Officers and the Standing Committees on Diaspora Matters. I congratulate the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs on the adoption and approval of the National Diaspora Policy by the Federal Executive Council. This indeed is a historic step for us all, and now more than ever before, the clarion call to mobilize and engage Nigerians in the diaspora for national development is at all-time high, and we must heed the call by delivering on our mandate. While recognizing the strategic position state diaspora point officers in the grand scheme of taking the issue of Nigerians in the diaspora to the subnational level, I appreciate your efforts so far on this enormous task. This summit is apt, and it is my belief that in the course of the summit, more ideas on the implementation of the newly approved National Diaspora Policy will be institutionalized. The launch today, as a matter of fact, is a milestone in the desire of Nigeria to engage Nigerians in the diaspora. I wish you all a fruitful deliberation, but I want you to note that the Senate and indeed the National Assembly is here to serve you. I want you to note that the Senate and indeed the National Assembly is here to support you.
This summit should further bring about constructive interface between and amongst you to connect and share experiences and challenges, if any, in our collective efforts towards the socio-cultural and economic development of Nigeria in partnership with the Nigerians in the diaspora. It is also of historical importance and therefore worthy of note that the Federal Executive Council on Wednesday, April the 23rd, 2021, adopted and approved the National Diaspora Policy. I thought that was no longer news. But the policy consists of the vision, mission and strategies, an action plan for diaspora engagement in national development. It is a holistic document that clearly spells out the roles of all relevant ministries, departments and agencies, the civil society organizations, international development partners, and the diasporas. My joy therefore knows no bounds, as I am happy to be present at this occasion when the policy is being presented formally to you and to Nigerians. I share the pleasure of witnessing this historic event of the presentation and unveiling of this policy to you and all other interested parties and partners, especially our Nigerians in diaspora. It is important to emphasize that the Nigerians in the diaspora remain an invaluable asset to Nigeria, given their resources, their skills, their talent, and global exposure. I therefore call on you all to join hands with the federal government and the Nigerians in the Diaspora Commission to achieve the mandate of developing our country in close partnership with our countrymen and women that reside in the diaspora. Therefore, I please ask you now to join me as we together unveil this document.
By the Honorable Minister of State Foreign Affairs. this confusion.
And now we have our very own Dr. Lulu, the momatrician, with suicide notes.
The WHO has predicted that by the year 2020, there's going to be one suicide every 20 seconds. So imagine, I don't know any other disease process or any other kind of entity, world war, whatever, COVID, anything that's killing someone, one person every 20 seconds. And yet no one is talking about it. Dr. Lulu, what's up with that? I don't know, but we're going to try to change that. We're going to start talking about suicide. So maybe we can even prevent it, right? So what kind of world would that be? And that is not considering all the accidental or unreported suicides, because I strongly believe that most suicides are not reported. So what if there was a pandemic of a deadly virus outbreak that kills one person every 20 seconds? I promise you, I wrote this book before COVID, but I used the word pandemic even then, because I think it's in pandemic proportions. So my guess is everyone would be in arms, right? Running for cover. Everybody would try to do something if it was a virus that was killing someone every 20 seconds. Like literally everybody would be trying to do something, right? Unfortunately, suicide is that deadly virus today. Yet much of the world looks the other way, pretends not to care, completely ignores it, or is largely silent about it, making the stigma even worse. Yes. So yeah, I'm reading from my second book, and this is good stuff. We're talking about numbers when it comes to suicide, okay? So suicide characteristics differ based on each country's economic status. Overall, more men die by suicide than women. Then again, there are variations based on the economic status of the country. In richer countries, 3 times more men die by suicide than women, but in low and middle income countries, the ratio is 1.5 men to each woman. So there are more women dying by suicide in low socioeconomic and low income countries. So in most Western countries, suicide rates are highest in middle-aged men and men who are 70 and over. But young children aged 10 to 34, they're particularly more vulnerable. So we're going to stop at that. Sadly, I don't have the true numbers when it comes to Nigeria. I've actually tried to find it. I'm going to be working hand in hand with Dare and Manny. We're going to try to get mental health issues and suicide to the front burner. We're going to try to start looking at numbers and trying to figure out what can we do at the grassroots level. My podcast is called Suicide Pages and is available anywhere podcasts are found. So on that note, I'll see you guys next week. Remember, the life you save might be yours. So be compassionate to yourself. And maybe I should define compassion. Compassion is empathy plus the willingness to help. All right? And tell them Dr. Lulu sent you.
Thank you for staying all through the program. We hope it's been worth your while. And in case you have anything to share with us, please don't hesitate to do so, as we expect feedback on our show. Remember, you can reach us on all our social media platforms. On Facebook at Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, on Twitter at NIDCOM_Gov, on our Instagram page at NIDCOM_Gov, on our YouTube page at NIDCOM_Gov, and on our website at www.nidcom.gov.ng. You can also join us on DSTV at NTA Network on Friday at 10:30 a.m., on NTA International on Tuesday at 6 a.m. and 10:05 p.m., on NTA News 24 on Friday at 2:30 p.m., and on Sunday at 10:30 a.m. You can also join us on WAC TV on Thursdays at 9 a.m. and on WTV on Wednesdays and Sundays at 8 a.m. And you can join us on Ben TV London at 4:30 p.m. on Saturday. I remain your host, Koinsola Adetumbi. See you next time.